Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a little sort of pickup video as it's it's Tuesday today, so it's new release week. Obviously new releases come out on a Monday and mine get delivered normally on the day after or the day after that. So I had a couple of new releases that came out this week delivered. I don't go crazy. I see so many people, like I watch so many YouTube channels and they go, oh, new Blu-ray 4K haul, look at this. It's like just showing off. So I don't do that. I just buy the films I actually want. I don't buy them just to put on the channel. I buy them because these are films I actually want in my collection. I'm not having a dig or anything on anybody's channel or whatever, but I do find a lot of people just buy them just to make a video. So this is why I don't do pickup videos all the time. Well, I mean, some people do nothing else but pickup videos. So I only do them occasionally. A bit gutting because neither of these come with a slipcase. But there again, they might not have had a slipcase release for them if they are big companies, which I think they both are. Yeah, so I've got two new releases that came out this week on Blu-ray. The first one is Michael B. Jordan's film Sinners, which has came out in the cinema this year. So this is a 2025 horror film. These are both horror films, and this got released this year at the cinema, and now it's eventually got a physical release here in the UK. Let's have a look at the back. Okay, trying to leave their troubled lives behind them, the twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that even greater evil is awaiting their welcome back. You keep dancing with the devil, one day he's gonna follow you home. That's what the synopsis says. Okay, it runs for 137 minutes, so it's quite long. This is the Blu-ray edition. Special features, we will look at those when we get a chance to review this on my channel. Yes, I've had some questions on my channel. People have been asking me a few questions. They ask me, why do your reviews why don't you review a film as soon as it comes out? There's a valid reason for that, because I don't want to. The most reason I don't want to is because I want you guys to watch it yourself and discover it yourself. And I don't want my opinion to sway anybody. This is just my views, that's all. You know, if our views connect, then that's great. If they don't, then that's great. That's what's great about being different, isn't it? Everyone's got different views. So I don't like to review it straight away, just in case any of you guys want to go out and buy it. So, oh, actually, I've got that in mind to buy, and you accidentally catch my video, and it might necessarily put you off it, but it might put you onto it. But I just don't want my opinions to sway anyone. I don't review these to give you like a review of like, oh, should I buy this or not? That's your choice, you know. I'm just reviewing what I think of the film, and you know, because I enjoy doing that and putting out my views of the film. And I think that's all goes back to the days of the 80s with Barry Norman, watching him on the BBC doing his film, sort of like you do film 81, 83, 84, and I used to love watching him to see his reviews. And although I disagree with quite a few of his reviews because he wasn't the biggest of horror fans, I disagree with quite a few of his reviews. I still used to like watching. I thought, do you know what, that would be the most perfect job for me. Well, I never ever got that job. So I had two jobs when I wanted to grow up. I wanted to be a postman, never got it. Wanted to be a film movie critique, and I never got it. So I'm doing it now on my own, just for a bit of fun. Anyway, so yeah, this is a new release this week. I waffled on a bit there, called Sinners. I believe it's a former sort of vampire film, but we'll find out when we review it on my channel. And the other new release is another horror film. As such, it's a more of a sort of revenge, sort of bad day kind of film. If you think of films like Falling Down and films like that, this one is along those sort of lines, and it stars Nicolas Cage, and it's The Surfer. Now this came out again. It's supposed to have come out last week, but it's got put back a week to this week. and I've been looking forward to it. I believe a little synopsis of this is him and his son have moved to this seaside resort town where so they can surf and stuff like that, and the locals don't take too kindly to them and make their life a misery to the point where Nicolas Cage has enough. A bit like Michael Douglas in Falling Down. So it's going to be an interesting watch. It says it's a wild cinematic ride, compelling, fraught, fabulously bonkers by the reviews on this. Cage gives one of his best performances, but they say that about every film of his. It is a horror film in the sense of like that if you look at films like Falling Down as horror, which I do, and films like Dead Man's Shoes, things like that, I look at them as horror stories because these are stories where people are being terrorized by whatever it is, by something that bothers them or by locals, and they've had enough, and so that they sort their sort of revenge back on it. So yeah, Nicolas Cage, The Surfer, was out today on, I believe, Vertigo releases. So let's have a little look at the films. We'll open them up and have a little look. Let's start with Sinners. Like I say, any special features, I won't tell you about them, just in case I review them, and also in case you want to not know, you want to find out for yourself, say because I've got them all in order or I'm picking them up tomorrow yourself. I've not told you or spoilt that for you, so you can find out yourself. Not that these major releases are going to have any spectacular special features on it, but you never know. But I doubt it very, very much. Sinners. Okay. It's from the maker of Creed and Black Panther. Should be interesting. So there's the case. Certification is 15. Yay! Cool. Great generic release again by Warner Brothers. Even the cheap case. I know this means it's recyclable, but it's so cheap, isn't it? You know, you can accidentally puncture your cover with these sort of things. You know, when you're paying sort of like £15-16 for a movie, you want something to sort of, you know, protect it a little bit. Yeah, I know it would be nice to have something inside, like a little booklet or something, but these companies, they're not interested in that, guys. They're just interested in taking your money. But there we go. But this looks like a good film. It's had some good reviews by like all the stars up there. So we will bring this to my channel. So that is Sinners. So let's have a little look at the other disc, what that sort of looks like. The Surfer, starring Nicolas Cage. Never ever been a Nicolas Cage fan. I really didn't like his films, but over the past 12 months, and I think solely because of Longlegs, I've started to really like him and sort of liked some of his films. The reason why I didn't like him was because he killed off one of my favourite films of all time, and that's obviously the Americans' remake of The Wicker Man, which was hideous. And I just thought, Nicholas, why have you agreed to do this, you know? And that's what sort of put me off the actor. And a lot of his films that he did like in the sort of 80s and 90s were very sort of art house sort of films, and very sort of, he was almost like playing Elvis Presley in every film. Well, he kind of was. It's like that all the time. He talks like that all the time. And it was just like, oh, mate, you're not Elvis, stop it. Wearing like cowboy boots and stuff like that. And again, I just thought, nah, I don't like that. I weren't keen on the films he was starring in back in those days. I know a lot of people liked him in those sort of type of films, but they weren't for me. But as he's got older, he seems to have gotten a lot better. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, trying to open this bloody case. Yeah, I really enjoyed his performance in Longlegs. I thought, yeah, that's better, mate. That's more like it. And I didn't mind him in the one with John Travolta. Is it Face Off? I quite enjoyed that film. There again, I don't mind John Travolta. I think he's a pretty good actor. Anyway, so we've opened that one. There we go. So this is The Surfer. Again, certification is 15. So sorry kiddies, yeah, you won't be able to buy this one. I quite like the disc art. It's quite retro-y, quite like that. It looks very sort of Pulp Fiction-y, doesn't it? It's almost like it's like that kind of feel to the artwork on the actual disc. There's nothing in the box. There's no artworks or anything like that. But it's a better quality case than obviously Warner Brothers one. And that is the 2 new releases I picked up. There is some new releases coming out over the next few weeks. I'm really interested in. There's even a Video Nasty coming out, which I've been wanting to pick up for a while. So I hopefully will get some of these over time and sort of do some sort of pick up videos with those. These won't be long videos, like I said, because I'm not one of those persons that go out and say, look at me with all these, you know, with like that many together. And it's just like, no, don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. You're kind of missing the point of collecting movies. It's not to get as many as you can. You know, this is my outlook on collecting and collection. It's not about the quantity. It's all about the quality. And it's not about trying to get as many films as you can, you know, just to sort of like almost like show off. It's all about getting stuff that you actually want and want to enjoy and actually own. There's no finer privilege than owning a movie. When someone has spent a long time and a lot of money making this film, casting it, writing it, getting all the script, getting all the costumes, getting the actors, getting them all to rehearse it, getting them to play it out, adding whatever effects made there, getting different people to work on a film, and then for you to enjoy for 90 minutes of your time. So to own something like that, like it's like owning a piece of art, isn't it? Like some people like to own paintings and stuff like that because they're pieces of art that people want to own. Well, I feel the same with movies. I think they're pieces of art that it's a privilege to own them, and I'm very lucky to be in a sort of position to actually pick up films now and again and bring them to you. So this is why a lot of time I don't really give any sort of really negative reviews to films, even if I don't really like it. I think it's because someone has put the effort into it to make it. So I will always try and seek that little bit of something of that film that was good, except Tarot, because that was fucking awful.